If you grew caladiums in your garden this year, you may want to try to overwinter those caladium tubers for planting next spring, and it's really a relatively simple process. As soon as the caladium tops begin to yellow and die back or fall down like they're doing throughout most of the state now, then gently lift that entire plant out of the garden, soil ball and all. Remove the soil with a water hose to wash and expose the tuber and the roots very well. Then lay these in a dry, shady, warm spot to cure, such as the inside of a garage or a garden shed. Now, if you damage some of the tubers during the digging process, such as we've done here, there's really not much use in trying to overwinter those because they're probably going to develop rot organisms and would not make a good tuber next spring anyway. After several days to 2 weeks and you find that the tops have begun to die down and the roots have begun to shrivel, you can go ahead and remove those so that you only have just the tuber itself then that you want to store. Then once these are dried very well, you can go ahead and store these in some type of a very dry media. Sphagnum peat, peat moss, or vermiculite works quite well. And I like to get me several pots, fill the pot about 1/3 to 1/2 full of peat moss or sphagnum peat, set my tubers with about 1 inch space in between them in the pot, and then finish covering those up with dry peat. These can then be stored in a cool spot at about a temperature of about 45 to 50 degrees throughout the winter time. An unheated room, an unheated closet, or somewhere where the temperature maintains somewhere in the neighborhood of 40 to below 60s is generally best. Then next spring, when you get ready to set these in the garden, bring them out, inspect them very well to be sure that they've not shriveled or not begun to rot, and then they can be planted in the garden. And oh yeah, if you've got several colors of caladiums in your garden, be sure that you put a plant label in each pot with the color of that caladium so next spring you'll remember what your colors are.